Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I apologize for being a little late. Appreciate you holding today's hearing. I'm looking forward to hearing from our witnesses about innovative transportation technologies and about DOE's research and development activities in these areas. The United States transportation sector is a critical part of the U.S. economy. Annually in the United States, vehicles transport 11 billion with a B tons of freight equal to 35 billion with a B dollars in goods every single day. My District 14 on the Gulf Coast of Texas is the 13th largest exporting district in the country, so the transport of goods for us is huge. Last year, almost one-third of the United States energy consumption was used for the transportation of people and goods across the country. Currently, this massive energy is met with petroleum products, which account for 92% of U.S. transportation energy use. It's clear and essential, I might add, that we will rely on this incredible resource long into the future, so we need to consider this reality as we seek to reduce emissions and grow other energy sources. As energy demands increase, American researchers are exploring sustainable technologies that will make fossil fuel consumption cleaner and more efficient. They'll introduce new fuel pathways while maintaining U.S. energy security. Industry stakeholders are also prioritizing innovation, commercializing electric vehicles the chairman talked about, biofuels, and advanced fuel cell technologies. And this afternoon, we'll hear from some of our friends in these successful industries. But although industry is taking advantage of incentives to reduce transportation sector emissions, the federal government still has a significant role to play in conducting fundamental research that will, in fact, drive innovation in these technologies. At the Department of Energy, DOE, sustainable transportation R&D is funded through the Department's Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy, or EERE, and carried out through its Vehicle, Bioenergy, and Hydrogen and Fuel Cell Technologies offices. It bears repeating that the EERE is by far the Department of Energy's largest applied research program. At almost $2.4 billion in annual funding, EERE is bigger today than all of the department's applied R&D programs combined. Let me repeat that. At $2.4 billion in annual funding, EERE is bigger today than all of the department's applied R&D programs combined. That's huge. Currently, the sustainable transportation portfolio makes up about a third of EERE's budget. Today's hearing also provides an opportunity for us to discuss potential vehicle technology legislation, H.R. 2170, the Vehicle Innovation Act of 2019. This bill would authorize modest growth in funding for DOE's vehicle research activities. It would support a broad range of research efforts to reduce or eliminate vehicle emissions and petroleum usage in the United States. And while it should come as no surprise that I don't agree with everything in this bill, I'm pleased to see that our friends across the aisle are considering a more reasonable approach to funding authorization levels. So, I look forward to the discussion on this bill moving forward, and I want to be clear, I support DOE funding for innovative research in transportation technologies. I'm also supportive of American industry taking the lead and of the kind of basic research that benefits not just transportation, but all energy technologies. As we all know, the majority of the basic research is carried out in our national labs. So I'm pleased that we will hear from not one, but two Department of Energy labs today about how American researchers are leveraging DOE's unique and unparalleled user facilities to drive innovation in transportation technologies. For example, at Oak Ridge National Laboratory, researchers have access to not only the National Transportation Research Center, NTRC, the nation's only transportation-focused user facility, but also the lab's Spallation Neutron Source Center. I can do this. Center for Nanophase Material Science and the Oak Ridge Leadership Computing Facility, which currently houses the world's most powerful supercomputer. When it comes to vehicle technology research, we need to look at the big picture and take the long-term approach. Industry simply cannot conduct the fundamental research needed for the next technology breakthrough. But industry can get these technologies out on the road. By prioritizing basic research capabilities and user facilities that have broad applications, we can still enable the private sector to bring innovative new transportation technologies to the market, while at the same time advancing science and innovation across this American economy. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.